instructor, and we are here for 30 minutes, core and more. So what we're going to do for 30 minutes, we're going to work on our core, and the more for today will be, we're going to do some bicep work, some tricep work. We're going to work on our quads, or glute work, not a whole lot, but mainly we're going to focus on our upper and lower core and our obliques for most of the time. Also join me on Wednesdays for 30-minute Tabata. For this particular class, and any class, you want to pay attention to your body. You always want to talk to a doctor before starting any kind of regular routine exercise. Most of this class will be on our back, on our supine, in the supine position. And you definitely want to listen to your body, especially what's going on with your back, because we're going to spend a lot of time there. You want to make sure that your back isn't arched. Make sure that your hand cannot go under your back. If you feel that your hands are going under your back, you can always adjust yourself by coming up and rolling back, one vertebrae at a time. Or you can also lift your legs, cradle, come back down, and then your back should be nice and flat on the floor. You want to feel like your belly button is pushing down towards the floor. I hope you have some water. If not, please get some. We won't need mats or anything like that. If you have a clean surface, if you would like to get a mat, or get a towel to put on the floor. I hope you enjoy the class. It's only 30 minutes. Please listen to your body. And I'm gonna start my music. We're gonna just do some light stretching. So I'm gonna inhale through your nose and exhale. Then take one arm across the front of the body. That's it. And then we're gonna switch. I'm gonna take one hand behind my back. We're gonna take the other hand to support it. I'm gonna take my ear to my shoulder, stretching that neck. I'm gonna switch sides. Take my hands behind my back, clasp my fingers together, open my chest. I'm gonna dive into the swimming pool, open my back up, take my chin to my chest, and tuck in my tailbone. I'm gonna come in, drop my shoulders, drop my chin to my chest, stretching the back of my neck. Hands towards the floor, look up, stretch those fingers out. You want to sit down on your knees, take your feet out, reach for your toes, stretch that back out some. And we're going to start with some push-ups. Now, when you're doing push-ups, if you're going to do the push-ups, you can do them on your hands and toes, or you can do them on your hands and your knees. It's up to you. Make sure your stomach is lifted. Make sure your shoulders stay parallel to the floor. Make sure you have that alignment between the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. You want to make sure if you're on your knees that your hips are not lined up with your knees. You want to make sure your hips are out past your knees. So you're making like a straight line from your chest down to your knees. A lot of the movement and the push-up is in the elbow, taking those elbows down to the floor. And when you go towards the floor, you want to make sure your chest, your stomach, and your thighs are all going towards the floor at the same time. So you don't want your glutes to stay up in the air. You don't want your arch to be back, so your back to be arched. You want everything to, if you're on your knees, to go to the floor at the same time. You put your hands on the floor and push the floor away. So let's start with some push-ups, basic push-ups. I will count down 3, 2, 1, and start. Okay, so So let's get ready for push-ups. I got that straight alignment between my shoulders and my wrists. And let's start in 3, 2, 1, start. Keep it going. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure that chest is going down to the floor, all the way to the floor. Push the floor away. And time. Sit back. So again, if you want to do your push-ups on your knees, we're going to do diamond push-ups next. So you're going to bring the hands forward about chest height. Instead of hands being flat on the floor, you're going to make a diamond. You're going to take the chest to that diamond. We're working more of the triceps here. And the elbows are going to go out. We're going to go back towards at an angle out on the side. So they're not going to be out like they would be with a regular push-up, like this or like this. They're going to be at an angle. Again, you're going to be on your knees. You want to make sure your hips are not lined up over top of your knees. Making that diamond. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Keep it going. You got it. About halfway there. Keep it going. Stop. Okay. Next exercise, going in our quadruped, our knees and our hands. Keeping that your shoulders parallel to the floor. And what we're going to do is you're going to imagine that you have a cup of hot coffee on your back. So you're going to keep that back flat. You're going to take one leg without shifting your weight, and you're going to extend it straight back. Now, normally when we do something like this, we have a tendency to do something like this. You want to come back center, okay? So we don't want to shift in the weight when we do this. So extend that leg back, and we're going to just simply lift and lower. So the leg is parallel to the floor. This is my starting position. I will lift and lower. And 3, 2, 1, start. Lift and lower. You got it. That's it. You got it. Keep going. That's it. You got it. Keeping that leg parallel to the floor and lifting it higher. That's it. Keep it going. And time. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, when you take your leg up, you want to squeeze your glutes. I should have mentioned that. Very important. This is where the glute work is coming in. You want to squeeze it. All right, let's start. Let's switch sides. In 3, 2, 1, start. Lift. Now, when you go up, squeeze your glutes. That's it. Take that leg back out so that it's parallel with the floor. That's it. exercise. We're going to extend the leg back. Now you're going to feel this in your obliques because you're going to extend the leg out to the side and back to the center. When you come out, whichever side you're working, you're going to feel it in that oblique. So this right here is my left leg. If your mirror image of me is your right leg, you're going to feel it in your right oblique. Now again, cup of coffee, hot coffee on your back. You don't want it to spill. And you try not to take that toe down to the floor. And let's start. Out and in. So right now, I'm feeling it in my left oblique, which would be your right oblique, if we're mirror image. You got it. That's it. Check your alignment. Try not to touch the floor with your toe. Make sure you breathe. Feel that in your obliques. You feel it squeeze right there. That's where you feel it. As you move that foot away from the center of the body, the more you're going to feel it, which is why some exercises you don't need weights. You can just use body weight, because once you extend your extremities away from the center, gravity's pulling down on it, and it adds more heaviness to your muscles. Make your muscles feel heavier. Now we're going to switch to the other side. Shoulders parallel to the floor. And let's start. Out and in. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. Start. That's it. Make sure my alignment is good. Not touching the floor. Squeezing the obliques on that same side of the body. Make sure you breathe. Notice I'm exhaling as I bring the foot out. Why? Time. When you squeeze your glutes, I always say squeeze your glutes. Any muscle that you're squeezing, your core, imagine making a fist and you're squeezing it. You're making it as small as you can. So blow the air out, get rid of the air. It helps that muscle to get even tighter, if you can imagine that. Then as you relax, you let the air in and everything expands. But the muscle building is when you squeeze the muscles together. That's when you want to blow that air out. All right, our next exercise. We're going to come over to our sides. And we're going to lay back. And we're going to simply just reach for our ankles. Just reach for the ankle. We're going to start. 3, 2, 1, start. Now make sure the head and the shoulder is lifted off the floor. And we're just going to reach. You can go down lower if you like. The lower you are, the more you work in your obliques. So if you're here, in order to get to those ankles, you have to force your core to work more. And time. Next exercise. Hands behind the head, elbows east and west. We have just regular crunches. Okay? Feet flat on the floor. You want to make a C. Keep a C space between the chin and the chest. Only rest your hands and the palm of your head. And rest your head and the palms of your hands. Let's start. Here we go. Lift and lower. Exhale, inhale. Go at your pace. I'm going to go a little faster. Keep going. You can hear me breathing. And time. Next exercise, you're gonna take your hands, straight arms, and reach through the thighs when you come up. So if your hands are here, your hands are here between your thighs. Let's start. And 3, 2, 1. Lift, lift, chin and the chest. I'm looking straight ahead. That helps me to keep my neck in place. And time. Okay. Next exercise. We're going to go to crunches, but instead of hands here, we're going to put our hands in our chest. This is going to force us to move to work our core more because you don't have the hands for as much support. You're eliminating the hands more when you put your hands here. So it requires a little more balance. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. I'm not returning my head to the floor. So my head and my shoulder blades are staying off the floor. My feet are flat on the floor. That's it. And time. Okay. Our next exercise, we're going to lay back. And we're going to bring one knee into the chest at a time. And we're going to keep our heads and our shoulder blades off the floor. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. One knee in at a time. I'm going to turn this way because I want you to see my knee is going straight back. It's not going across the body. It's going straight back. Now we have another exercise. We're going to keep the legs, but what we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Notice I said take the elbow to the knee. Because if you look at the knees right now, they're just going straight back and then returning to the floor. So in order to get that elbow to that knee, we're going to have to add a rotation to the upper core. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. So knees going straight back. To get that opposite elbow to that knee, we have to actually rotate. Those knees are doing the same thing that they did previously. I'm just taking the elbow, adding rotation to my core so that I can take that elbow to the knee and not the knee to the elbow. Of course, working my upper and mid-core as well as my obliques when I add that rotation. And time. Next exercise, hands behind the head. Again, head and shoulder blades off the floor, and we have cycle legs. Okay? We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So the legs just go out and in. At first, our feet were flat on the floor. Now, they just go out and in. So the leg extends out until it's parallel to the floor. That's it. Keep breathing. My head and my shoulder blades are not on the floor. I'm going to go back to the floor. Readjust my back. Time. Sorry, I forgot to say it. Now, we're going to do the cycles. But with the cycle, just like the previous exercise, we're going to take the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Now, from the previous exercise, our feet return flat to the floor, but we have cycle legs. So the feet will not return back to the floor. They will hover over the floor. So let's get into our starting position. Head resting in your hands, head and shoulder blades off the floor. And start in 3, 2, 1. So the cycle legs. Now add the elbow. So those legs stay straight straight out, and we're gonna cross them over like this. So straight legs, and they're gonna cross, crisscross. All right, get into position. We're gonna start on our elbows. Get my timer set. Elbows, legs are straight, legs come up and cross. You got it. Keep breathing. Going back to those hands behind your head. We're going to lift our head and our shoulders off the floor. Legs are straight, and we're going to pedal our feet. In 3, 2, 1. Hands behind your head. Start. Lift the head and the shoulder blades off the floor. Legs are straight, and you pedal. Straight legs. They don't return to the floor. And time. So we're going to come up, stretch that back, actually curve that back, taking your head towards your knees. And come back to your back. We have leg extensions in four steps. So the leg is going to go down, down, up, up. Notice one leg goes up and falls into place before the other leg joins it. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. So one leg up and hold it. Bring the next leg with it. Lower one leg and put it in place. Lower the other leg and put it in place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Leg elevations in 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Legs are parallel to the floor, but they don't touch. Time. Okay. All right, next exercise. We're going to take those feet up towards the ceiling. Our arms are going to be out in the V, east and west. I'm sorry, out east and west. Then we're going to come up and touch the elbows. Not touch the elbows, touch the ankles. So feet are straight up, and we're going to come up and squeeze our core. And just to go back for a minute, lowering the legs here and then lifting them back up. You should have felt that more in your lower core. You should have also felt that in your quads. Okay, so the legs stay up, and we're going to be up and out. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to come up. My head stays off the floor, and I'm squeezing my core as I come up. So I squeeze. Exhale. 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 Take the head up. Lift and lower. 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 And stop. All right. Next exercise, we're sitting up. We have reverse crunches. So our upper core is going to go back and forward, keeping a nice flat back. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. That's it. Back and up. Back and up. Notice I don't come all the way up. I come up. So this is all the way up. I'm only going to come here and up, here. This is as high as I'm going to come, right here. And come all the way up. Time. We're going to add to that exercise. We're going to lean back and come forward just a little, not all the way, but we're going to add the lower body. Knees into the chest, knees extended away. Again, this is going to work the lower core a lot more than some of the other exercises, and you're going to also feel this in your quads. So lean back and come forward. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. So we're in and out, in and out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, breathe. And time. Come into those knees. That's it. Now we're going to lean back on the elbows. And we're going to do just like we did, but we're going to eliminate the upper body. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Out and in. Out and in. This mainly is working the lower core. So you're going to feel it in the upper core too, but mainly in that lower core. Let's start. Out and in. Out. Out. That's it. You got it. And time. Okay. Make sure I'm not going past my time. Okay, we have, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get one more exercise in real quick. Well, maybe 2 more before time is up. All right, we got Russian twist. So hands are straight up and we're rotating at the waist. Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're rotating. So you feel it here. If you want, you take the arms to the sides. I'm sorry, the elbows to the side. Or you're going to extend the arms out. And time. Next exercise. All right, here we go. Arms straight out. And we're going to tap back. Tap and center. Tap. Now notice my arms and my chest stay straight. So I'm rotating my body, rotating my core, and tapping behind me. Keeping those arms straight, taking that chest with me when I turn to tap. My heels are flat on the floor, and time. All right, so now I'm gonna do a double twist. So my upper body is gonna go this way, but my lower body will go in the opposite direction of my knees. Here we go. Take those knees off the floor. Take those elbows in front of you. 3, 2, 1. Start. That's it. You got it. Notice my heels are off the floor. And time. All right. I think we got a little bit of time. All right. I'm sorry. I feel like there's so much I want to get in in such a short period of time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Take one arm across the front of your body. Feel that stretch all in your shoulder and a little in your back here. Take that same hand behind your back, stretching that trapezius. Come back center, take the arm in front of you, hold it out, and gently press on the fingers, stretching the forearm. That's it. And let's do the same on this side. Bring that arm across the front of the body. back. Stretch your trapezius, that neck muscle. Come center, inhale, exhale. Take those fingers behind your back, clasp them behind your back, open that chest up. You can stand up if you want. I'm on my knees so that you can see me. Then we're gonna dive into the swimming pool. When I dive into that swimming pool, notice I tuck my tailbone, I take my chin to my chest, and I spread my back open. That way I can stretch as much of my back as I can. Then I'm gonna open up, drop those shoulders, take my chin to my chest, push the floor down, look up. I'm gonna pat myself on the back, stretching the arm. And let's switch, feeling that stretch. And the tricep. I'm gonna take one knee out in front of me. If you're still on, still on the floor, one knee in front of you, lean forward. If you're not still on the floor, then you would take one leg forward, one leg back, and shift your weight forward. So that's similar to being here. It's just that I'm standing up to do it. And I'm going to switch. If you're standing, shift your weight to your front leg. Both heels flat on the floor. If you're still on your knee, you're here. And if you're still on your knees, let's roll up to the floor. Take one foot, step back. Bring that heel up off the floor, reach up, and come straight down. Stretch your quads, tuck your tailbone. Come up and let's switch. Step back. Back heel up, reach, come straight down. For that stretch. Come up. Slight bend in the knees. One foot forward, lift and tilt. Hands on the bent knee. Front toe up. Front toe down. Opposite hand, take it out across the body. On the outside of that front foot. Come back center, drop your head and roll up. Slight bend in the knees. Take the other foot out, lift and tilt. Hands on the bent knee, front toe up. Front toe down. Take that opposite hand across the body. Reach for the outside of the front foot. Come back center. Wrap and roll up. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. I hope you enjoyed this class. Look forward to seeing you again. And I wish you the best for this challenging semester, but you can do it, okay?